The shadows. Lisa and I had been married for nearly 12 years, and our son Jake was the light of our lives, until that light began to flicker. Initially, Jake was a curious and bright child, but as he approached his 5th birthday, subtle changes became apparent. He grew more withdrawn, often staring into space as if listening to voices only he could hear. One evening, I found him drawing ominous figures on his bedroom walls. "What are you drawing, buddy?" I asked. "They want to come out," he replied, pointing at a dark corner of the room. My heart sank. Weeks passed, and Jake's behavior grew more alarming. He would wake up screaming about monsters in his closet, his eyes filled with terror. Each time I checked, I found nothing but shadows. The air in our home thickened with fear, and I could see it in Lisa's worried gaze. One night, I was jolted awake by Jake's screams. Rushing to his room, I found him trembling. "They're coming for me, Dad. I can hear them." I turned on the light, but the shadows twisted ominously in the corners. "Dad, you have to believe me. They're real," he cried. Desperate for answers, we consulted a local expert, but the doctor dismissed our concerns as mere childhood fears. That night, we gathered candles and created a protective circle in Jake's room, hoping to ward off the dark presence. As we lit each candle, Jake stared into the shadows, whispering, "They want to play." Panic surged through me. I realized we were caught in a nightmare, one that deepened with every passing day. Determined to confront the darkness, we researched local legends about entities that prey on children. One story spoke of rituals to protect against these forces. That night, we followed the instructions, hoping to free Jake from whatever had taken hold of him. But as the shadows danced, I felt an inexplicable pull toward them. Each night grew more tense, Jake's laughter becoming eerily distorted. I couldn't shake the feeling that we were losing him, slipping away into a world we couldn't reach. One evening, as I paced the living room, Lisa whispered, "What if we can't bring him back?" The weight of her words hung heavily in the air. That night, I woke to Jake's cries again. I rushed to his room, finding him wide-eyed and terrified. "They're here, Dad," he shouted, pointing at the corner where shadows writhed. In that moment, I realized we had to act decisively. "We're going to protect you, Jake," I said, though doubt gnawed at me. We spent the night reading and singing, trying to drown out the whispers. As dawn broke, I felt a sense of calm, but noticed Jake staring at the shadows again, his face distant. "They want to take me," he murmured. The chilling realization hit me. We had to confront the shadows directly. We couldn't let them take our son. I took a deep breath, preparing to face the darkness that had entwined itself around Jake. In that moment, I knew we were on the edge of something terrifying, a battle for our son's very soul. Whatever the shadows were, I would fight to bring Jake back.